Hello. Um, y'all, let's talk about something. Gender bias. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that has dealt with this, but um, I'm always talking about the weight loss journey. And of course, I always say that everything is mindset because you truly have to focus on the way you make decisions, the things that you do, the places that you go, the people that you are around, because everything must align because it's not just about weight loss. Of course, I'm always saying that the weight is always going to come off, but can you keep it off? And along with that, your mindset still has to align with it because it's a lifestyle change, not a diet, any of that. But parental bias. My daughter was telling me on last night that she's like, "Mama, you are way harder on us than you are the boys." And I have two boys and two girls, and they're all adults now. The baby is about to be 21 years old, but they always say, "Well, Mama, you was harder on us than you were the boys, and especially the baby boy." Um, and of course, as parents, we got to defend. I was like, well, no, I am not. I do the same thing, but they was like, no, you were strict. You raised all of us in a manner in which as far as respect and all of that thing, stuff like that goes. But they were like, you you're not always pressuring them. I won't say him, the baby boy. You're not always pressuring him like you do us. He gets away with a whole lot of things that we were not able to get away with. And I think I was like, well, I'm getting up in age now and I'm not able to just be watching it, excuses, 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 instead of taking accountability and saying, you know what, you are absolutely right, which is that's what I did in the end. But for those of you who are dealing with that type of issue where you have not either accepted the fact that maybe you are harder on your daughters than your sons, I want to say this. The same way we allow our sons to often take risk and allow the leniency, we have to do the same thing with our daughters because we expect them to be a little bit more well behaved and walk in the straight and narrow, but we allow our sons to, go out and venture the world. You don't want to teach your daughters that they have to play it safe in order to fit in, or even always have to be stuck in a nurturing type of position where as to we tell our sons, you have to be a leader or successful at all costs. And I guess I'm saying what I done was I told my daughter at first I apologized to them. I actually talked to my sons. I've had conversations with them as well. We have to let them grow. We have to let them grow. We have to learn to let them make their own decisions so that they can become confident in the decision making skills because as parents, we won't be there all of their lives. We won't. And we train them to be able to go out on their own. So if you are a mom and you've had to raise sons, all I can say is if you don't want to put them in in some sort of a reform school, because these boys need leadership. They need to be under the thumbnails of men, and a lot of times the fathers are not taking up the slack. So moms are having to do the best that they can, and then sometimes when the boys grow up, you feel like, well, okay, my sons could have been a whole lot better had their dads been a little bit more active in their lives. And I'm not saying that my sons are uh, going down the wrong road, but sometimes you see things that could be better. It could be a whole lot better. Because as parents, again, we want the best for our children, all of them, but we also don't want our daughters to feel like they are in a position to where, okay, I have a limit, like they're capped off. I have to do this way or go this way. But no, um, talk to your children, see where their minds at. That's the reason why I'm always saying, honey, we ain't got time to be. We don't have. You are single, stay single, because you really don't have time to focus on a man. You better be focusing on your children and the decisions that you've made thus far, and see your reality, see it for what it is, and do what you can to make it better. And if make the necessary changes that you have to get to the point where you know you need to be. We are going into an era where you're gonna be able, you got to be able to think for yourself. And if you're always used to being told what to do or things being done for you, then you're gonna be messed up. And a lot of our children aren't being prepped to think. Hell, a lot of our adults aren't either. We weren't prepped to think. I was telling my daughter, they even took critical thinking out of school, and that was when I was in school. I remember they would give us problem-solving sheets, and the teacher would always say, well, you don't have to worry about the critical thinking part. They messed us up. And if your parents did not opt you to or give you scenarios to where you had to actually think through things, then you have to reteach yourself. You have to re-raise yourself. And there will not be any excuses because the resources are here. You can find out how to do just about anything. Yeah, I'm at the laundromat, y'all. But yes, you got to figure it out. It's time to figure it out. So put all the dating on halt everything. If it ain't concerning elevation, evolving, honey, put it to the side. And that's just what I felt like saying today. Just pay attention to your children. Talk to them. Stop coming in, getting on the phone, scrolling for hours and hours. Bring your babies together and see what their minds are. See what they're thinking. I mean, within the past 3 months, I have found out things that I had no clue was going on. And I know I've done the best that I can. I could have done better. But that's neither here or there. So now, once you become aware of the things that is going on, then you have to try to do the best that you can to, not necessarily fix the situation, but make sure that they're going in a better direction and they have some clarity. And I'm always telling y'all, talk to those babies. And if you ain't talking to them, then don't get upset when they coming up pregnant. Don't get upset when they come to choosing the wrong partners. Don't get upset because you seeing them a pattern. You seeing them do the same thing that you've done. Especially when you know you're not doing what you need to do to prevent these things.